Saw this Dragon Ball The Breakers a little bit on Twitter earlier. It's some crazy ass asymmetrical Dragon Ball Cell versus civilians. I don't know, so with Oolong as well. It's crazy looking. Let's watch this trail again. Saw a little bit of it earlier. Thought I'd do a reaction to this craziness.
Peggy 12.
It seems like such a weird mismatch. It's definitely like a Dead by Daylight sort of vibe to it, with Cell being like the murderous single player, I'm assuming, from the little gameplay they show. I like the creepy vibe of it, man. It's got a nice, like, kind of eeriness to it. Although I like how they keep the Dragon Ball humor here with Oolong. Take a stand. Of all people, Oolong taking a stand. It's nice to know that the makers of Dragon Ball haven't forgotten about Oolong. Because in the show, they sure as hell did. Yeah, so I guess you start off as Larva Cell, and then you upgrade, and then you eventually work your way to perfect form, I'm guessing? I just wonder how you get away. Because it shows there, it looks like, if you guys ever played the Tenkaichi games, or like Xenoverse, yeah, you're just like flying around everywhere. I wonder how you outrun them. And then shoot rockets at them. Which is pretty hilarious. Clearly you're trying to absorb everybody, / kill, as Oolong. So I guess the Saiyan pods, you get away? Or just another part of the map. Maybe the time machine is actually how you escape. Kind of like the doors in Dead by Daylight, I wonder. So weird. I wonder whose idea this was. On the list of things I thought the next Dragon Ball game would be, nowhere was an asymmetrical versus multiplayer game on my list. It's so crazy. I mean, if it's done well, I'm not opposed to it by any means. It's funny to think a rocket launcher would do anything to Cell. Although you're probably just trying to stun him, I assume. I assume you're not actually trying to kill him, right? The Breakers. What the hell, man? This is so insane. Definitely just in that beta test. I gotta try this shit out. Let's go back through some of this. So right around here, so I'm interested in what you do with these guys. So I guess there's 7 of you. And someone, hold on. Someone is clearly Bulma, and there's Oolong on the right, and these two guys look the same, and then Bulma on the flying Segway thing. They only show Oolong shoot the rocket in game and cutscene. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they can't. I wonder how it works. I'm interested in seeing, like, because it looks like a little farther ahead he had some kind of shield right there. Oh, he got hit. I wonder what that was. Okay, he got blasted by a Kamehameha. That's either a shield or some status effect. So crazy. You can obviously hide. Man, it looks like your goal... Looks like your goal might be to get to the time machine. Because when it shows him use the Saiyan pod, all he does is, right here, he goes to a different part of the map. He just goes, and now it's like an escape pod. Or like a getaway. I don't know what I'm thinking of, like a... Just something to get you away from him. But this, they legit teleport. I must wonder if that's like the door in Dead by Daylight. You have to, like, get the shit, power-ups or whatever to turn this thing on, and then that's how you actually escape. I mean, clearly, okay, so you're trying to absorb them to become perfect. I just need to see more gameplay. It's so crazy looking. Like early on, there's a part where you clearly start as larva cell. I wonder what you do though. Raider. Why is it called Raider? So what's interesting is right here, they show him coming out back there, which makes me think you do start the game as the larva form. It's so crazy. Man, the biggest issue with these asymmetrical games, and I do like them a lot, they're cool because they're so unique. Balancing, man. I think balancing, these games live and die by that. I never played Evolve, but I heard the balancing was just ridiculous. And if your team wasn't like super cohesive and on the same page, you just lost. I never played it though, so I can't really verify that, but that's what I always heard. And it's dead now, so. You know, this has franchise power. And obviously having Dragon Ball attached to it's cool. Man, it seems so crazy. Yeah, it looks like you try to escape. If I had to guess, that's what the goal is. And your goal is to become perfect. Maybe it's to kill everyone after becoming perfect. Let's see what kind of dates we got on this. Dragon Ball The Breakers has been confirmed in 2022. Schedule, worldwide release, excluding certain regions. A global beta will also be coming to Steam. Battles will be fought amongst 8 players, who will be divided into 1 attacker, aka the Raider, and 7 survivors, whose job it is, you guess it, to survive. The survivors must seek escape via a fracture in time created by the Super Time Machine. Okay, that's what I assumed. Judging from the video, it looked like that's how you got away. All while avoiding the clutches of the merciless Raider, whose sole mission is to eradicate all survivors. Your goal is clearly to absorb everyone. The Raider may be alone, but they have... Why do they call him Raider and not just Cell? That's weird. I wonder what the purpose of that is. Why isn't it like Cell versus the survivors? Unless there's going to be other heroes or villains. That's not just... Actually, I looked over it because I'm so used to just seeing, you know, random characters in art. It's like you'll be able to be Frieza and or Boo. Okay. Although the Raider may be alone, they have more than enough power to make up for it. Plus, by fulfilling certain conditions, they will gradually grow even stronger. Should they reach their final form, they'll attain power unbeknownst to all and become capable of eviscerating all the survivors in one fell swoop. So it's probably like doing a giant death ball or super Kamehameha at the planet. I bet that's what it is. The 7 civilian survivors with a power level of 5 must make it out alive. Alright, what is this shit? What the hell? They got father, son, Kamehameha, although this clearly isn't Gohan. Interesting. What makes this game truly unique is that the team of survivors is comprised of regular civilians. Take a moment to cast your mind back to the Cell arc. Imagine you were a humble civilian going about your day in Ginger Town when the terrifying Cell appeared in search of life force to absorb. What ensued must have been the horrifying game of hide and seek Evolve. Dude, that part was... If you guys remember back to that episode, I was in junior high when that shit came out. And it was... I didn't like it. It was kind of creepy. Specifically when he first meets Piccolo and he drops that like business guy and sucks out his life force and like his face melts. That shit was creepy as fuck. Beggars, you play civilians just like them. How can a group of near powerless survivors possibly hope to survive an assault from the evil Raider? Simple. You have to use the items scattered on the map, the skills you have at your disposal, and the Dragon Change move, which temporarily imbues you with the power of a Z-Fighter. Oh, that's probably what this shit is then. By using those 3 tools, choose when it's best to run and when it's best to stand and fight. and by activating the Super Time Machine without a moment's delay, you might make it out alive. I look forward to this. There's no date yet on the beta, other than that it's just coming. What a weird idea. But I like it. One thing I like about the Dragon Ball series, for a series that's completely devoted to fighting games, or fighting, the games they haven't just stuck to just fighting games. You know, there was like the legacy of Goku games, which are adventure games, Battle of the Saiyans game for the DS, that was an RPG, that was pretty sweet. You know, your classic Budokais, and then the Tenkaichis and Xenoverses. And then what was that 3DS game? Where you like made a character and then collected heroes into this weird turn-based battle in the air. I can't remember what that game was called. Fusions. Either way, point being, I thought it was neat. They've never been shy about trying something new. I think that's what this is. Just a way to expand the property, which I'm on board for. I mean, you're always gonna have your Dragon Ball fighting games. Those are great. So I like that they're doing something unique here. I hope it's good. I'm definitely gonna try and play this. I like asymmetrical games. Like I said, they kind of live and die by how they're balanced. So hopefully, if it's balanced well, it'd be really fun. Because Dead by Daylight was pretty sweet, especially if you had a group of your friends playing. And I didn't like being the killer in that game. That could just because I'm not a big horror fan, so I'm not really attached to Jason's or Michael Myers or Freddy or whatever. To run around as like Cell or Frieza or some shit, I could get on board with that. I hope it's balanced. But until you play this, it's hard to really know. It looks fun. I like that it's something unique, and I like that they're taking a chance. So hopefully it ends up being awesome. Oolong. Fucking Oolong.